All right, thank you very much. So today we'll start with Excel. Excel is something we can't do in 2 meetings, but we'll try. We'll try and compress it into 2 meetings. So today and next week, early next week, we end Excel. All right. So just like the previous Microsoft Office suites, we'll go through the tabs, but I'll take a slightly different approach so that we can try and cover more, right? So the file, suppose if you can go to the file, it's quite similar to what we had in in PowerPoint and then in Word. So home, it just gives you what you've done. New, if you want to create a new sheet. And of course, there are templates there, so you can find some particular templates. Open, info, save as, print, share, export, pretty much the same. But when we go to options, let's try options. Options, the last one. Okay, options under PowerPoint is quite different from Word, and it's also a bit different from Excel. So under here, you see that you have user interface options where you optimize for best appearance or for compatibility. So best appearance meaning that it's quite heavy. You are putting in more of the size. Okay, you don't care about size. But for compatibility, it's a little bit on the downside in terms of memory. So just enough to run and enables various systems to be able to also just run it. So we have Excel.xls, then we have .xlsx, and then we have .csv. Does anyone know .csv, .xls, or .xlsx? Which one is better when you have large data? Do we know?
SFV.
Come again.
CSV.
CSV, good. So for CSV, it gives you the ability if your data size is very large. Excel has its own rows and columns. There's a limit to it. So if you want to do more of um, large data size, or you want to be keeping things within, let's say, Excel, and you export it into Python or something, yeah, it's better to save it in .csv, and then you can use that particular approach. Okay, so in here we have pretty much the same thing in terms of what should be our default. So you can change the default font size to maybe Arial. Okay, instead of body font, you can change to Arial or Times New Roman, or and then font style, sorry, Arial, and then the font size may be 12, just the normal Arial. Yes, font size will be 12. Okay, and then include many sheets. Well, that's not a priority unless you really want to have more than one sheet. You can scroll down. When you run through everything, maybe let's go to data. Nothing also interesting here to say. Okay, so removing leading zeros and convert to a number, keeping 15 indicates of long numbers. It's all up to you, depending on what type of data you actually kind of have. Okay, so most of the processing here can be done in data and all those things, right? But let's say you don't know any of this software, you just want to use Excel. Okay, so let's just click OK and then we can leave. All right, so on the home tab, okay, on the home tab, we have format painter, nothing new, merge center, but we can have, okay, so let's open the Excel I sent in the WeChat group, and then we can use that. I think let's just set the ball rolling. Okay, so a typical data set, we can have this. So let's do the first sheet. So along the downside, we have different sheets, which we've renamed as raw data, lookup, and all that. Okay, so let's say we want to find or we want to color any data that is above 60. Okay, or when you have certain conditions, that's where we use the conditional formatting. Okay, so let's go to conditional formatting at the top under styles. Okay, so it helps you to know what is going on and try and then. So let's look at the highlight cell rules, the first one. Okay, so we want to look at data that is greater than, so we click that one, greater than 60. Okay, and then you decide what to do with it, whether you fill red, there are different options there. So we can say that, yes, light red fill, you can choose anyone that, or just say red text. If it's greater than 60, let's make it red text. Okay, anyone works. Okay, no. Maybe do Control A first. Sorry. All right, and then we do the conditional formatting again. Okay, any cell that is greater than 60. So maybe for some reason you want to do this, highlight some cells that is greater than 60. You can see that it's also highlighting other things, right? Which is not what we want. Okay, then we can still go back to conditional formatting again. And then the same place, highlight cell rules. We can look at a text that contains, okay, so this one has selected cells greater than 2301. Okay, let's see cells greater than -4. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that's pretty much almost everything. But then we don't want the text. Okay, so yes, conditional formatting can help us to do things like this one way. We can go to the second option under conditional formatting, the top bottom. So let's say you want top 10% of your data set, and then you can do things like that. Okay. And then you can do top bottom, then something greater than the average and things like that. Just a quick check before you start running the analysis. Okay. So, okay, maybe you can change the style so that we clearly see. Maybe yellow fill. Yes. Okay. Right. So it's not actually working well here because there are dates and it's seeing it as um, numbers. Okay. So one thing you can also do is you try and categorize each column, right? So let's take the first column, A. So A is it a number? Is it a text? Is it a mixture? Should we call it general? General meaning that it's just any type of data set, right? So here we can go to general at the top. When you go to general at the top and the number tab, number. Yes, there's general. You can drop down the arrow or click on the drop down arrow key. You can click on the general and then we see the other options. Hello.
Rolled up.
Yes, I'm saying
Yeah,
click on the general so we can see the options under there.
I'm not seeing the general.
Okay, so we have,
Oh, okay, okay.
yes, yes, good. So we have general, we have number, we have currency, we have accounting, we have short dates and all that. So before maybe you start your conditioning, you can.
Hello, please, I can't hear you.
I think the recording can stop or pause for now, since we've lost him. A general,
Okay,
and you
so
said
I was
before
saying that
condition.
yes. So before you do the conditional formatting, you may want to tell us which type of data you are dealing with in each column. So if it's a general type, then fine. If it's a number, let us know it's a number so that when we do the conditional formatting, it will apply to the numbers. Okay. So let's try it and make all of them as they are supposed to be. We can keep the student's ID as general, right? Or what do you think? Or we should make it a number? I think general is fine. Student name should also be text. And then cohort should be ID number. So maybe number, that's not really a number, but anyway. Let's make it general. So the first three maybe, or maybe from let's say A to J, or maybe K, let me see. From A to K should be general, or we should make them text. What do you guys think? Should they be text or general?
I think
Maybe text.
anyone works since we are
Okay.
practicing.
Yes, so let's make it general. And then we can make from L to, I think R. L to R should be numbers. L to R should be numbers. From L to R should be numbers. And then the rest also will be text. Let's make it text. Text. Something has happened, you can undo. Oh, I think it has changed. Okay. And then, yes, the rest should be text. Yes, Gifty, go ahead.
Quick one. The K section is dates, right? Shouldn't it take the time format instead of making it general?
Yes, you are right. It should be time. K should be time. Start date. It's looking like something else. But anyway, let's make it time. Okay. So it's actually time. Thanks so much. All right, then let's do, if you want to clear all your formatting, okay, you can use the clear, like the eraser under editing. if you see editing is just before the add-ins. Okay, you can use clear there. You can also do it when you're in the data tab. Clear, clear, clear. So you can clear, it's like an eraser sign at the left, left, left. Yes. You can clear all, or you can clear the formatting. So let's clear all formats. Whatever we have done so far, we should clear it. Clear the formats. Undo and clear the formats instead. Oh, for all, for all. Or Control A, let's see. Control A first, and then we, yes. Okay, so we are back to what we had before, and then let's try the conditional formatting again. Greater than 65. So there was this joke that one of our lecturers back in Ghana used to always use the bell curve to give students marks, and he never marked our work. I don't know whether that is true, but I think he always used conditional formatting to see if 10% of the students can get the marks that he wants. Anyway, there's still some issue with the formatting. Okay, let's move on. No problem. Then now we have, let's cancel, just cancel. We have the student ID, student name, cohorts, and all that, right? And if I want to do any kind of sorting, it may be difficult for me. So one thing you can do is to create what we call table within the Excel, tables, right? And there you can do the filtering, you can do the sort and all that. So you can just go to insert, Control A, insert, insert. Then we have table. You have pivot table, recommended pivot table, then you have table. Choose table. Yes. So my table has headers. You make sure it's checked or ticked, and then you have, okay, let's cancel. Let's cancel. Let's cancel first, and then escape. We don't want to control all. Escape. So you unhighlight everything. Yes. Or just click within the box. I don't know if it's my network, but there is a lag. Okay, then let's do the tables again. Insert table. My table has headers. No, not, okay, it's highlighting only one cell. Okay, cancel again. Um, all right, you can click on the first, yeah, on the first row. Let's see what happens. That's not supposed to be, let me try.
Mine is taking the whole sheet.
Yeah, it will take the whole sheet. I want to avoid that. Okay, so let's go to raw data, and then you just go to insert table. Yeah, so you can go to the first cell, A1, edit part. Yeah, okay. You click on the student ID, A1, and then you do the insert table.
That trick, okay.
Hello.
Hello, Doc.
No, Yes, yes. I think my internet has started misbehaving. Yes, okay. All right. I'm back. Hopefully I can be heard. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. But I cannot see the screen. Ooh.
Yes, we can hear you, but we can see you now.
Okay. Can you see his screen? Because I can't see his screen.
Yeah, we can see his screen.
Yes, we can see.
But I can't see. Wow. Okay. Maybe I should share from my side. No, I don't want to share from my side. I want us to do it together. Hmm.
Okay, you can't see the screen.
No, I can't see your screen.
Oh, please, what about the other people?
I think they can see, but I can't see.
Wow.
We can see you. So you have to reshare again. Maybe go and reshare again. Then it will come.
Hmm. Hmm.
Please, Doc, can you see it now?
No.
Wow.
We can't, I can't see. I don't know, but okay, start sharing now. Can see now.
Okay.
Doc,
No, I can't see. Wait, let me
you can
let me
still
see.
not see.
No.
Oh,
Hmm.
Perhaps you may want to share your own and let's see whether it's going to come. So that if you can see yours, then you can come back and share again.
I think Doc is out again. I think the network is not helping him.
Hmm. Okay, now I can see the screen. All right, so you've done the tables. Beautiful. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
Prof.
please.
All right, good. So now we can do most of our filtering and all that, right? So let's decide that we want to filter according to, let's say, which one should we filter? Anybody? Want.
Maybe you can filter student names according to alphabet, or I don't know.
Okay, so let's do student name according to alphabets. Student name according to alphabets. So A to Z. Or I want to see only the name starting with, let's say, A. How do we do that? I want to see the student's name starting with A. Or let's do it this way. Let's go to study group. I think that will be easy. Let's go to study group. And then let's take all those having treatment A. We want to show only those having treatment A. So you click on the arrow, the drop down arrow. Yes. And then you select all. Where the select all is, you click on that side down. Yes. So once you click select all, everything will want select, and then you choose treatment A. Treatment A. And you click OK. So this allows me to only see those having treatment A. So if you scroll down, there's nothing like treatment B, there's nothing like control. So we can use this way to kind of filter out the information that we want to show at that moment. Okay, so this is one way. After you make the table headers, the table, and then you can do things like this. All right. But what if I have a double or let's say a triple condition? Okay, I want to sort, let's say, those having treatment A and above 60. How do we do that? Okay, let's say baseline score is above 60. Or let's first of all, let's arrange it from smallest to largest. Smallest to largest at the top. Yes, smallest to largest. Okay. Now I want to show those that are above 60. What can we do? Only data that is treatment A and also above 60. Anyone has an idea?
I don't know.
Yes.
Per, per what we did for the treatment, I think the
Mhm.
same way we can drop down
Mhm.
and we'll uncheck, like select all to uncheck everything.
Mhm.
Then maybe we can check the ones above 60.
Okay.
My
That's one way. That's one way, but it's also too manual. That's one way, right? Okay.
okay.
Yeah, it's true. We can do that. This data set is very small. We can do that, right? Okay. Someone is asking, can we use conditional formatting? So with conditional formatting, it's only highlighting what that particular range. It doesn't show kind of filter it out. It just highlights it for you. So if I say those that are 60, it will just highlight it for me. But then here I want to show only 60, above 60, and also treatment A. Okay. Let's say what I mean is maybe I have more than one way I want to sort it out. That's what I meant. Anyone has an idea what we can do? Only treatment A
What
and also, yes, go ahead.
what does sort by?
Sort by. Okay, so let's try sort by. Sort by what?
Treatment A, I think. Oh no, wait. Sort by. We are looking at the treatment. So
I want only
or we are
treatment
go.
A people that are having a baseline score above 60.
Mm,
So you want us to do sort by. So how do we do that? Here we are already in the table mode. So let's go back to baseline score. Click on the baseline score. Again, the arrow, the arrow. the arrow on the baseline score. Yes. And then you see, good. You see number filters, right? Number filters. Yes. You can
Yeah.
click on that. Yes, number filters. So we are filtering out a certain range. So I would say equal to, that's not equal to, greater than or equal to, less than. I have all these things there. So this kind of copies the logic of the conditional formatting, right? The conditional formatting was just to help us see, but now we want to kind of sort and filter out like this, right? So we can choose the condition was above 60. So it will be greater than 60. So let's choose a third option, greater than. You click on greater than 60. So this gives us like
Okay.
a 2.
So,
Yes,
Doc, here you have N and O, so we should leave it at the end.
greater than, that's if you want to do, is greater than 60, but, or let's say greater than 0, but less than -5. Wait, yeah, something like that. If you have that kind of inequality range, okay, that's where you use that one.
Okay, Doc.
Or you can say that it's greater than 60 or less than -1, something like this.
All right.
If you have such a scenario. Okay. So, okay. All right. So this is one way. When you are in the table mode, you can still do multiple conditioning. Okay. But let's say we don't have table mode. We don't have table mode at all. So how do we clear? I want to clear this whole table. I want to go back to my beginning. I don't want to use Control Z. I want to clear all the tables. What do you think we can do? I want to clear all my tables. I
I
don't want
think
to
editing clear all. I don't.
come again.
E- Editing clear all.
Editing clear all. Where is that?
Clear, yeah, clear format. Like we come to
Oh, yes.
home.
Go back to clear.
Yeah,
Yes,
home.
that's one way. You can also go to data. Instead of going to edit, you can go to data. It's my network. Yes, go to data, and then you see clear under sort and filter, because that's where we did that kind of, we did some sorting, right? So we can clear. Under sort and filter, you see clear, you bypass this. Sort and filter. Yes, to your left, you see clear, then you can clear everything. All right, so we go back to our initial stage. And then it's still under tables. We are still under tables. We've only cleared our sorting, but we are still under tables. What do we do? Should we try Dr. Mauli's option? Hello?
Oh, Prof, we are here.
Hi.
Yes. My question is, we've cleared the filtering, so we've now got our data set back, but we are still having the table format. We don't want that. We want to go back to the beginning where we had nothing. What do we do? So Dr. Mauli suggested that we go to the beginning where we use the eraser. Clear all or clear formatting. Should we try that?
Yes.
Yes, so let's try it. So home, then you use the clear. Clear all mean you are clearing all the data. So clear format. and then clears all the formatting we have. Okay, clear formats. All right. It didn't clear. Wow. Supposed to clear. Clear formats. Ooh.
No.
Yes, I'm here. It's not working.
Okay.
Okay. So now I want to do another way of sorting or filtering, which is the general traditional way without the tables. And then there I can do multiple kinds of conditioning. Okay, so the person should be under control. That's the first condition. The person should be under control, steady group. Their baseline score 3 should be below 90, and then maybe what? To sort out the data or filter out the data. What can we do? 3 conditions. Anyone has an idea? We don't want to
So,
use
Prof,
data hidden. Yes, go ahead.
in this way, are we going to do it? You are asking us to do it one by one, or like combine the three and do it once?
The 3 do once. Any data I see on the screen must fulfill all the 3 at a go. It must be under, yes, doing it one by one, you still end up there, but I want us to do it in one step. How can we do that? The person must be on scholarship. Their study group must be control, and then their baseline score 3 should be less than 90. In one step, what can we do? Yes, ideas. Bring your ideas, then we all find a way. Of course, we can do table and then do it one by one. Yes, but I don't want to do that. I want to do everything in one step. What do you think we can do? Hello.
Hello, Prof, we are here.
Yes. Any suggestions? Any suggestions?
I mean, I think we can find it under conditional formatting.
Come again.
I said, I think we can find it under conditional formatting.
Conditional formatting. Okay, so let's go there. Let's see if we find it. So conditional formatting. Let's see if we have for conditional formatting, and we can do that there. Yeah, so let's go to conditional formatting, see if we can have the 3 criteria set in there like that. Yes, so conditional formatting, and then what next? New rules, more rules, manage rules. Which one works for us? Oh, let's share ideas. Let's share ideas. We want a 3-step formatting. Okay, so those of us who collect primary data, so we want to find all males that are below the age of 45, and our teachers, something like this. We do it in our analysis, right? So here we have multiple types of conditions that we want to give it. We can do it under tables, but we don't want to do that. We just want to do everything in one step. Okay. So how would we do it? Or how do we usually do it? Or how do you think we can do it? Someone has said conditional formatting, and we are trying to explore that. If you have any idea, you can also share with us. Hello. Hello. Hmm. There's silence. No answer is wrong. So let's just share ideas. No answer is wrong. We want a three conditional step or kind of formatting to do that we can get that data. What should we do? Hmm. Hello. Hmm. Oh, is it that we don't know or we don't want to talk? So I know how to proceed. Hello.
Hello, Prof. We are here with you.
Come again.
So we are here with you.
Oh, it's kind of breaking.
I said we are
Can you
with
come
you.
again? Hmm.
Doc, can we use a formula to do it?
Formula. Okay, yes. Every answer is correct. So how do we do it? By formula. Today I'm allowing all answers. How do we do it by formula? It's correct. It's correct. So how do we do it by formula? We are assuming it's correct. So how do we do it by formula? We are thinking, okay, no problem. We are all doing it together. So today, no problem. There's time. Or we don't do such formatting in our work. Maybe we don't do that. But I think we should be doing that. Or we do that in our analysis. How do we handle multiple formats or conditions at the same time? That's the question. Hmm.
We use a standard code. So,
Come again.
I personally use a standard code. So if this equals this and this is less than this. So,
Yes, yes. Yes, true. It works in Stata, but I want to try it in Excel. So yes, we do the analysis. Yes, thankfully we do the analysis, but now we want to do this analysis in Excel. We don't want to. It's there in Excel. We can do it in Excel. So let's not outsource it to any other software. So what should we do? Mhm. I'm making it student-centered teaching. So let's think together. We all don't know. So let's think it together. How should I do these three conditions so that I can show the data? Let the ideas flow. We've had formulas, we've had conditional formatting. Which idea again can we try? Which idea again can we try? Oh, hmm. This one is hard. Okay. We'll keep that on the low side. We'll come back to it. Maybe by that time we'll have. I'm not answering that question. We'll come back
Please,
to it.
quick one.
Yes.
Can we use pivot table to do it?
Yes, we can use pivot table to do it. The answer is we can use so many approaches to do it, right? We can use pivot table, but how do we do it? That's what I want us to try. How do we use the pivot table? Pivot table works, yes, but how do we do it? How should we use pivot tables to do it? Okay, so whilst we are still thinking, let's try another thing where we want to transpose a certain type of data. Okay, so let's say that we have the first A and B, okay? A and B, let's copy A and B, column A and B. We want to transpose the data so such that the rows become the column and then the column becomes the row. So you can copy this, the two of them. Yeah, then open a new Excel sheet and then we paste it there, Control N.
Yeah, Prof.
Yes,
The new one on I should add tab or I should go and
no, a
open new
completely
one proper.
new Excel. Yes, a
Okay.
completely new Excel.
All right, Prof.
I don't want us to destroy our data. So we want to transpose the data. So you paste it here. So you can paste so many options. You can paste special, you can paste exactly what you want to do. You can keep the formatting, you can transpose, you can also copy the formula if necessary. So here we've transposed. So the rows now are longer than before. Okay, so sometimes you need to do this because maybe your table along this way is too long, so here can accommodate, or along this way is too long. So you want to change it such that it goes across the screen or along the screen. So transposing of data is one way that we can also format our data. Okay, let's go back to our point. Does anyone know? You want to go to the very first cell, A1. What can we do? There's a keyboard combination for that. instead of always clicking, or because maybe when you have a very large Excel sheet, you want to go back to where you started from. Hmm. Yes. Anyone? Hmm. Okay, so let's try control plus home. Since Noah is talking. Control plus home gives us the very first cell. And then control plus n gives us the end of our Excel sheet. Okay, control plus home. So you are going home. And then control plus end on the keyboard gives us the very last cell. What about control F? Control plus F, what does it do?
You find a data.
Control plus F is to find.
Okay, so what's the difference between control plus F and control plus H? Control plus F, control plus H. What's the difference? We can try it live and then you see the difference. Control plus F, control plus H. When do we use which one? Okay, so control plus F helps us to find something, right? But control plus H helps us to find and replace.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, so even though when you go to find, you can go to replace, but control plus H actually does the find and replace. So I want to replace all controls with what should we replace it with? Even let's say treatment D. Replace control with treatment D. We want to, so control F or control H, but here we want to find a replace. So we are replacing all control with treatment D. So you can type find what is control and then replace with treatment D. Okay. Still silence. Don't know if it's my network.
We can hear
Okay,
you, Prof.
then you replace all. Replace all the control with treatment D.
So all done. We made 75 replacement.
Okay, yes. So you can do this if you want to, maybe something that you want to change, and then yeah, it's important to you. You can also do this in Word and even in PowerPoint as well. Okay, so let's undo so we get back our data. Sometimes you want to kind of scroll down, but keep a certain row or column constant, right? For example, if I want to check this, the baseline score 5 of the student numbers, okay, it's sometimes I have to go left, right, then yeah, it's very troublesome, right? So you can freeze either the column, you can freeze some certain part, you can also freeze the row. Okay, so let's say we want to freeze the cohorts. I want cohort to be there. Any other thing I can scroll. When I scroll right, I don't see the rest. So how do we freeze cohort? Okay, or first, let's just freeze the whole row, the first header row, the header row. Okay, so you go to, I heard someone's voice.
You go to view.
View, good. So under view, you see freeze panes at the top. Yes. So you have three options: freeze pane, freeze top row, freeze first column. So the freeze top row is what we are looking for. In that case, when you scroll down, it still then helps you to track what you are looking for, right? So you freeze that first row. So under freeze pane, yes, freeze top row, and then works for you. You can also freeze first column, and that also works for you. And then the first one, which is you freeze the column and then the row, and then the rest of the thing can vanish as you scroll up and down. Yeah, so that's one thing maybe also may be important or helpful to us. All right, let's move on. What's the importance of freezing? Okay, so let's say that I'm scrolling normally, okay? In one setting, I can see from 1 to 26. But once I start scrolling down and I'm looking for something in the down part of the work, I don't remember what is column F. I don't know. I don't remember what is column H. So I just keep the whole header there so that as I'm scrolling and I find what I'm looking for, I know that, okay, column F is lab and column G is, it's just like a, how do you call it? Like an anchor for me to be able to reference what I'm looking for within this document, right? And then also if I freeze the column, let's say column A, and then I'm looking for, to the right-hand side, I'm looking for, let's say, baseline score 5 and beyond, I don't lose track of what I'm doing. I can still kind of, so maybe if you can demonstrate, Mr. Bonsu, after you freeze the pane, and then you try and scroll either left or right, and then let's see how it
Okay,
helps
Prof.
us.
So,
Yeah.
Prof, I should
Yes.
highlight all
No, you just
before
go
I
up
freeze
and
up.
freeze the top. You don't need to highlight. Just freeze the top row.
Okay.
Yes, freeze the top row and then scroll down. Or is it scroll up? Yeah, I think scroll up. Yes. So you see that now we have 71 coming after 1, right? And then you can still, and you can see that, okay, A is still student ID, and then B is still that. Yeah. But if you don't do that, everything will go and you not even remember where the header is and what the header is. Same for the column as well. Yeah. So that's why we try and freeze. And then as you are navigating, you don't get lost. Yeah. So that's the whole importance. All right, let's move on. Okay. So now I want to, back to my question. Anyone have found the answer? Anybody? Okay. So let's clear all the filters that we have done so far. If there are any filter, we'll go to where, let's clear everything. Clear all, sorry, clear format. Okay, if there's any formatting before, we try to clear it. Now we want to do the first question I asked us. So let's go to view. Then we go to freeze pane and then freeze the top row. We are repeating that step just for clarity. View, freeze pane, and then we freeze the top row. Then in the header row, just select treatment A. We want only to show treatment A. Treatment A only. Is it done?
Yes, Prof.
Okay. I think there's a lag still on my side. Then what was the second thing we said we wanted to show? Scholarships, right?
Scholarship.
Yes. So you go to data and then sort. Data and sort. Data at the top, the bar. Yeah. We've done one kind of sorting. Now I want to do the second one. So filter actually. Sort. Sort. Okay. So now we want to do scholarships. So you sort by scholarships. So where the study group is, you click on the drop down arrow and then you do scholarships. Sorry, it's funding type. Funding type, sorry. Funding type, yeah, the first one. Funding type, and then we choose scholarship. That's the first condition. And then now we want to add a different condition under this. So we say add level.
Prof.
Yes.
Yeah, there is an issue here. So funding type.
Funding
So
type
after the
don't
funding
have
type,
no
then when
scholarship.
I drop down, I'm not seeing scholarship here.
No, the sort by is funding type. Then you go to the next place where it says
Okay.
sort on. You
Okay.
have cell value. You
Okay.
click on that one or order. Funding type, cell value. No, then it should be the order. Go to order. Mhm. It doesn't have scholarship, but it has. Okay, a moment. So we go to data and then we sort. Funding type doesn't have scholarship. Okay, then let's choose another example. Let's say department. Okay, let's go to department. Still the same. Sort A to Z. Department. No, still under the sort. Yes. You choose department here and then you do sort A to Z. Then once you are done, you go to add level.
Okay, Doc. A to Z is done.
Okay, then we go to add level again.
Add level.
No, we are not using the arrows to sort. We are using the conditional way. So undo. Yes, here. Then you add level here. Add level at the top, the one with the green plus. The first one was steady group. We chose treatment A. The second is department, and then we did A to Z, and then we are adding improvement largest to small. Steady group, department, improvement. Steady group, department, improvement. I think we can even add scholarship to it. The whole essence is just that we are adding, we sort by, and then you also do another, and then you keep going.
So we have department, study group.
And then improvement.
No improvement here. No improvement in the list.
Oh. Okay, then let's use baseline. There should be improvement. Okay, let's use the funding type, since we mentioned that earlier. Funding type. But I see improvement here.
I also see improvement.
And it's okay. The whole essence is that we know how to add levels of conditional formatting. Okay, so what you are doing, you either can rank it from A to Z, largest to smallest, smallest to largest. You can also custom the list and then add other things to it. So this is how we can do, like, let's say 4 or 5 different conditions at a go. Okay, instead of just doing one by one. Of course, we can do the departments, either we use the arrow to do the study group or then use the arrow to do the funding type. But we can do it in one go, and then you click OK. And that
So,
helps us to.
Prof, so on the search on, we are not doing anything there.
No.
On
You can use the cell values there. You can also use the order, because we are sorting it in a certain order. So you can, let's say, study group, we can choose something else. If there are numbers like baseline score, you can add baseline score, and then we can say largest to smallest. The department is from A to Z, the study group also from A to Z, the funding type from A to Z, and then we can,
baseline largest to smallest. Okay.
yes, largest to smallest. And if you want us to do the cell values, we can also do that. Let's try maybe on study group, cell values, study group. What's an study group?
We
You
have
can click
values,
on that.
values,
Cell
cell
color,
color,
font
cell
color.
font.
No, we don't need that. Conditional formatting icon, we don't need that. So just click OK. Yeah, so this is how we can do the various formatting in one way. Any questions so far? Okay, now we want to remove duplicates. Our data has duplicate data. How do we go about that? Duplicate is something we all don't want to have in our data sets. Duplicates, how do we remove duplicate data? Yes. Hello. How do we remove our duplicates in Excel?
Under data, I've seen remove duplicate.
Yes, Lydia, that was a fast one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, let's try it. Yes. So delete duplicates rows from a sheet. Okay, so to delete duplicate values, select one or more columns that contain the duplicates. So we don't know. So we click all, and then we try and see if there are duplicates. Let's say we don't know where the duplicates are, so we click all and then select all and then okay. Did we find any duplicates?
Say 5 duplicate values found and
5
removed.
duplicate values found. Okay, so what do we do? Should we keep or we do what? Obviously, we'll delete them. Or 5 duplicate values found and removed. 220 unique values remain. Note that the counts may include empty cells, spaces, etc. Okay, so this is one way we clean our data. Those who don't like cleaning your data, you can clean your data by removing duplicates. It's the first thing you can do for touching any other thing. Okay, let's say that we knew where the duplicates were. Okay, so let's choose a specific column and then see how it will go. So undo first. Let's undo, Control Z, and then we try the duplicate removing again. But let's use student name, or let's say there are more than one entry for a student. So let's highlight B and then remove duplicates and see if we would find, or just go to remove duplicates and then we'll check the student name column. And any other place will be unchecked. No, just you can click anywhere, then you do the remove duplicates, and then we'll do it within the remove duplicates. Yes, go to remove duplicate directly, and then we use unselect all, and then we choose student name. Let's say we know it's under student name. So unselect all and choose student name. What happens? Check student name first. Okay. 84 duplicate values found and removed. 141 unique values remaining. Note that counts me. Yes. So, but this is quite dangerous because maybe it's the same name under different departments, or it's maybe at a different time that it was collected. So if you don't take care, you may think it's a duplicate if you just restrict it to only one. Okay, so we just have to have that in mind when you are removing duplicates. So that's one way we can also remove duplicates. Any question or duplicates, how to remove them? Instead of manually looking for where the duplicates may be. Missing values, headache for most people. How did you draw the table in the first place, please? Mr. Bonsu, Lydia is asking you, how did you draw the table? Can you help
Okay.
her?
All right. Okay. So first, Prof made me click on the first row. That is the student.
Mhm.
So we go to insert. Am I? Yeah.
Yes, insert.
Yeah, insert. Then we want to table, but the table is blur here. It's not
Right
showing
now,
again.
yes. You already have table. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
So you
Okay,
just
so I
go to
think
insert and table, and then you have your tables like that.
yes.
Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. Missing values. How do we handle our missing values? I know you do it in Stata, in Python, and all that. How do you handle missing values in Excel? Any suggestion? Okay.
Handling in terms of what? Is it find and replace? Handling in terms of, is it that
So
you
how do
need
we
the
even
correct?
find if there are missing values in we want to find if there are missing values in our Excel sheet, the current Excel sheet we are using. We want to find that there are missing values. How do we find that? Any idea? Okay, so let's go to the end of our sheet and then go to column U. Column U is free, right? So let's go to column U and then we'll try and do a certain type of counting to help us to know if there is an empty cell. Okay. So yes, let's call it what? You can name it, give it a header like missing row or count something. Let's give it any name. Let's give column U1 or cell U1 a name. Count something. Yes. So we are counting in such a way that we want to find if there is a blank missing. If there's a blank, then it will tell us missing. If not, it will say okay. So I'll send the formula to the the WeChat group, and then you can copy and paste it directly in the. There are also other ones where you can replace the blank with, let's say, not available or a dash. Yes. So you put it in the U2, just under the counting. Yeah. You paste it there.
Done, Prof.
Okay. So enter, and then what do we have? Where we have post score, you can change it to counting. That's the name of your header of your column, right? So at post score, you can do it at counting. Syntax.
Prof, doesn't mean we are having two counting.
No, that should not be. Okay, let's make it post score underscore flag. Let's see, instead of counting. The name should be postcode underscore flag. That should work, but anyway. And counting should be, it should work. Yeah, this way. Yeah, counting should work. And then you double click under that. Okay, let's make it counting. Just like we had counting before. Sorry. Let's just make it counting so there's no confusion. What is postcode? It's counting, so just change where the counting is and make it counting and then enter.
So that is under the U. We have counting.
Yes, so we'll paste the formula under the U directly.
Yes, Prof. It was done.
Yes, and then change the postcode to counting in the formula. At
Okay, so
postcode, make it
at postcode, so I should make it
postcode should
at
be,
counting.
yes, at counting.
Okay, Prof.
You can extend the column U, so you have that space. Or let me just rewrite it for you. Okay, then enter. Your counting has changed to U10. You can copy the new one. Like, anyone successfully done the counting?
Yeah.
Yes, but it becomes 0.
Okay, enter. Let's see. There are one or more circular references where the formula refers to. This might cause them to calculate incorrect. Try removing, changing the references or moving formulas to different cells. Oof. Okay, let's make it count. I don't think that's it because it works for me. I can. If it's blank, into brackets counting. Okay, I think that's where the problem is. There's no square brackets in your formula. What did I paste? Oh, sorry. Hmm. Okay, pasting the correct one. Sorry, the chat box. It doesn't have. Let me record the address or delete. So sorry, I posted a new one in the chat box. You can check it. Is this data correct? Is the
Okay,
feedback is given as correct?
okay.
Are you sure
Mm,
it's all okay?
Mine had some
Uh,
missing value.
I'm scrolling down.
There should be some missing value somewhere. True or true?
Wow.
There are missing values.
Is my recording all okay?
And the post score 20, line 24. Counting, no. Okay, so we have post score. If you look at column M, post score, can you see it? Line 24, it's actually empty.
There's my line 24.
Yes, M24 is actually empty.
Wow.
So why is our formula misleading us? Something is wrong. I think the first one was actually correct. Mm. Mhm. There's something wrong. I cannot figure it out at the moment. So let's just move on. I'll tackle it tomorrow. Okay, let's move on to outliers. So let's create a new column header, hours underscore outlier, and then we try and find the outliers in that column. So we have this. I'm putting it in a chat box. And then we have the formula being this. Now, how do we remember all these formulas? You don't need to remember all of them. You just need to describe it to ChatGPT, what you are looking for or what you aim to do, and to give you the Excel formula for that. So you load your data and then try and describe what you want to do, and then it will help you. So how do I remove the missing variables? How do I find my outliers? The averages, yes. So you keep doing that and then you find something that is looking like what you want to do. So I posted a code in the chat box. We want to find the outliers and hours. Jeez. Yeah, that's actually cool. Okay, let's see if it works. Hey, am I here or I'm disconnected again? Mine work with the code giving. Okay,
No,
forgive.
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, so enter and then let's go. Enter.
It's not showing anything.
Hmm.
When I click on enter,
Select improvement. Doesn't work. Hmm.
Yes, Prof.
Okay. Let's skip this one also. All right, let's try pivot tables. That was mentioned earlier. I think we can close with the pivot table. So insert pivot table. Click anywhere within the raw data. Insert pivot table. Pivot table is under insert. Yeah, insert, then go to pivot table. Then choose new worksheet. New worksheet. Not pivot chart, pivot table. It's on the left-hand side. The very first one. To your left. The beginning under tables.
Okay.
What's the use of outliers? Okay, so depending on your range or your interest of the data, there could be some data that fall too far away from the range or the average or the mean, right? Let's say your mean is around 30, but then you have values that are like 54, let's say 100, just a few of them. And these are the outliers. Okay, they are not within the specific region of interest. That's what we call an outlier. Doesn't fall within, can a mean or an average is just one value that helps us to give a representation of the whole data. So if there are 5,000 people and we say that this is the average of the 5,000, it means that if we take that 5,000, it can, to a certain extent, represent everybody within the 5,000. But then you have people who don't follow that particular mean. Okay. Just like we have people who don't follow the rules, they are outliers. Okay. So click on new worksheet. Okay.
Data source reference is not valid.
What is not valid? Data
The
source
data
reference.
source reference is not valid.
Okay, so in the pivot field, why is this thing behaving this way? Okay, let's do it again. Go back to pivot table. Insert pivot table. Choose new worksheet. But it works for me. Hmm. Okay, you can do this. You can close the, don't save. You can close the worksheet and then open it again. I think because we've made so many edits. And then we try the pivot table again. Hello. Don't
Yes,
save,
Prof.
don't save. Yes, I'm saying don't save. Yeah, open it again and then we try again.
Yes, I didn't say.
Okay, yeah, so open the same Excel sheet. Insert pivot table. Hey, what's happening? Because mine is
Hello, Doc.
running. Yes.
I think he's using the pivot chart. He should use the pivot table. So when he goes to the insect, the first icon on the insect ribbon, the
Yes, yes,
pivot
that's
table.
what I.
He's using the
that-
pivot chart. That's why he's having the issue. So if you could
Oh,
try
okay,
going to
okay,
the
okay. There's a lag, so I only see after he has done it. Okay, okay.
No,
So
no.
cancel. All
So
right,
here,
thank
Prof,
you.
we have first is pivot chart, and we have pivot chart and pivot table.
No, let's go to the one on the left-hand side under tables. To your very left. Yes, there's pivot
Okay, Prof.
table there. You click on that one. Yes.
Oh, okay, Prof.
Pivot table. So you see recommended pivots slash tables, not that one, the very first one. Just click on it.
Yes, Prof. So the very
Yes.
first we have from table slash range, and we have from external data source.
No, that's not supposed to happen. Insert. You click on the drop down arrow. No, click on the thing itself, the icon itself.
Okay.
Let's try again. Not the arrow, but the table. Just click on the table. Wow. Okay, maybe we can try with another person and see because I am also getting it here. Okay, let's see.
Is it that we can select particular?
No, just just like we did the first one. Once you click on the first, any cell, it will come. The range will show for the whole data set. Okay. Maybe we try with another person and see if it will work.
That's open now.
Okay, okay, okay. Then click OK, new worksheet. Okay. All right. Then under the choose fields to add report, we want to choose certain fields. Which one? Let's see. Oops. Lost track of my script. Okay, so in the pivot field, drag department clean under rows, drag steady group columns, and then drag improvements to values.
Department and
Department,
rows.
yes. And then steady group to columns. And then improvements to values. Improvements to values. Then you fix values to average. So we want to click the drop down on the sum of improvement. The values. Yes, click the drop down there. Have you clicked?
Yes, Prof.
Then you
So
have
move to
value field settings.
yes, Prof.
Yes, click on that one, choose average, and then you click OK.
Okay, Prof. Yes.
Average, okay. It can be max, it can also be something. Okay, then now here we have it in so many decimal places. You can fix it to 1 decimal place and all that. Okay, now let's click on the pivot table again. Pivot table. It's grayed out. Okay, insert pivot chart. Insert pivot chart.
Yes, Prof.
And then we choose, which one do you want? Column chart or which one is nice for you? Any of the chart, just choose.
The chart. That's a bad chart here.
Yes, the bar charts, but you can choose different ones, but it's okay. Yeah, so we can do pivoting this way, where we have all the data and then we plot we pivot it to the average. Okay, we can also change the under values. So let's go back to values on the right hand side where we did the average. Yes, right. Sorry, drop down the arrow.
Yes, Prof. It's done.
Value field settings.
Okay, Prof.
And then we can choose, let's say, maximum or product or count, anyone. Okay.
Okay, so maximum was choose.
Okay, so you pivot it to the maximum. So yeah, that's how we can do pivoting. You can also name the chart. If you go to the top, you see chart name at the top left-hand corner. You can name the chart per a certain name that you want. Maybe this may not apply to all fields, but okay. Let's go to developer and then maybe we can close. Under the developer tab, what can we
Oh,
explore
Prof.
there? Yes.
Before so a situation whereby you have data like this, we have so many items in it. When do we know that we are supposed to choose a particular one under either values or access or legend?
Okay, so in this case, we use the department, right? And then we
Yes.
use the study group as the legend. Okay,
Yes.
so what we are actually plotting is the department. So we have aerospace, biomedical, chemical, computer science, physics. These are the departments we are actually plotting, right? So you can
Okay.
just plot a normal bar graph with aerospace, biomedical, chemical, and all that. And each one will have its own frequency, and you can get, let's say department versus baseline. Let's give an example as that, right? Or let's say aerospace, you want to plot only the controls,
Okay.
or aerospace with control, treatment A, treatment B, and all that. That's a normal bar graph. But here, what we want to do is we are making the study group. So let's change everything. Let's not make the study group the legend. Let's choose another legend, another legend. So let's say maybe hours per week. Yes, remove the field and then put another one there. So, okay, without this, I think this was, without this, what we have actually plotted is just the department, right, against the maximum.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, now let's remove the maximum also from there. Then we have nothing. What are we plotting? We are plotting nothing. Okay, so we just have a certain parameter with another parameter. What we are trying to do is kind of like you are plotting, you have two dependent variables against one independent variable. Or as some people call it, two x-axis against one y. So what do we do? In a typical scenario, you can give us a scenario, then from the data we can look at, let's go back to the raw data and then change everything. So let's go back to raw data. And then let's choose a different whole system, something we may want to pivot against. Okay, so let's go to raw data. We have student ID, we have cohorts, student name, supervisor, lab. Okay, so let's choose lab. Or maybe country. Okay, you want to plot the country against what? What would you go for? Usually, what do we do? Or if you have data like this, which one would you want to plot?
So we can plot the country against either students or
Yeah, that's possible. We can also
students
plot
and the
against, let's say, the peak temperature. Okay, so let's do country and peak temperature. Country and peak temperature. So if you can remember the process we went through, you go back to insert pivot. Or you can redo it again. Just go to insert and then let's do the pivoting and then all over again.
okay, Prof.
Okay, no problem. You are here. So country and then peak temperature. So what's the peak temperature across all the countries? So your axis, that's your category, will be the country. So you drag it to rows. How many rows do you have? One. So country. Then peak temperature.
Peak temperature will be under various
It should be under columns.
columns. Okay.
Or no, values. And then now what do we want to do? What other thing do you want to do?
Okay. So if we are plotting only these two, then I think we'll go to our
No, we want to
uh
add one more. Let's add one more thing.
okay.
Which one will you choose?
Because they are finding type.
Okay. Okay, so let's look at this. And what if we put the columns, the finding type under the values? What happens? What is the difference? What's the difference between this one and then the first one? Anyone? Hey, am I still here? Oh, I'm going
Yes,
again.
Prof. You are.
Yeah, so my question was to the whole class. What's the difference between we putting the funding type under value and under column, what difference do you see?
Let me maybe go back again.
Okay. Yeah, I'm supposed you can put it under columns. Let's see. Let them see, and then we bring it to values.
So this is under columns now. So maybe
And then under value. Okay, so columns listed the different types of findings, and then the values gives us the count of the findings, right? Yes. So depending on what you want to do, okay, you know where to put the column or the row or the value. So in some instances, you may have, let's say your, how do you call it? Your panel data, let's say across different years, okay? Which is, I'm just bringing it home a little bit. So we have the country, let's say within Sub-Saharan Africa, right? We have different countries within Sub-Saharan Africa. And then you want to use years as your rules. So years can be from, let's say, 2000 to 2023. That would be the whole like span of the timeline, right? If you put the countries under columns, then it will give you Ghana or West Africa, North Africa, kind of segmented like that. But if you put under values, then it gives you the count and then just plots the years and then the countries, the count of the countries. So are you looking for the value or you want to actually show the different types of categories under that particular data set? The row is just the dependent variable, okay? And then the independent variables can go to the column. But if you want the count of the column, then you can bring it to the values. I don't know if that answers or clarifies it a bit.
yes, Prof.
Naturally, Excel gives you one X value and then so many Y values. But you can explore where you have multiple X, multiple Y, which is an advantage in something like Origin Pro. But here, if you want to explore multiple X and then also get more in-depth analysis on what you are doing, then you can use the pivot tables for that. And then you can use it across the maximum, you can see the minimum, average, and all that. Okay, so we have this one. Let's put it back to columns. Let's put the finding types columns. And then we do the sum of peak or the peak temperature as, let's say, minimum. Let's see if we can find minimum of it. So right click or drop down. Yes, value field settings. Let's go for minimum. Yes. Okay. So it's giving us the minimum values across the various finding types at the same time. Okay. I think we can close here for today. Today was a bit slow due to internet and also the technicality of what is going on. But hopefully we're able to pick one or two things depending on your field of study. Any questions? If not, we can close the class for today. This is just to introduce us to something else apart from the normal what we use Excel for to just plot graphs. Okay, but there are so many things we can use to especially prepare our data because most of us may prepare and collect the data within Excel, right? Or CSV. So you can do some of these basic checks, remove the duplicates and clean the data as much as possible before you export to your Stata or other software. So I hope this helps someone. Any question? Tables, especially we've done more of tables today. How to sort and filter, and how to do multiple conditions at a go. Any question? Questions? Comments?
From my side, though.
Okay. All right. So
I
how
think
is
it went well.
the okay? All right. I think maybe it's a bit technical, so it may take time to sink in. But how is the assignment going for the Office, Word, and PowerPoint? Have we started? Or has anyone tried
Prof, you gave an
and is
assignment.
facing? Yes, I give an assignment.
Maybe I was in the class that day. We did.
Yeah. So we are supposed to design certain things using PowerPoint and then Word.
Okay.
Mm.
Sorry to ask, was it posted on the page or it was only
Yeah,
here so that I can cross check?
no, yeah, it's in the page. So I can
Oh,
repost
okay.
it if necessary.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
think. Any questions so far? Any challenges? Hello. Okay, there are no challenges. There are no questions. Was someone speaking? Okay, so thank you all for today. We'll meet, repost the assignment. Okay, I'll repost the assignment in the group. We'll meet next week, Tuesday, and try and then look at a few of, I wanted us to look at developer and then, okay, let's quickly look at developer before we go. 5 minutes, then we go. So let's go under developer tab just to show you some of the things hidden, right? So let's click on developer. What do we see there? Developer. The bonus story.
Yes, Prof. I've
Yes. Okay, okay. I think my network. Yes. So here also similar to what we have in the PowerPoint, we also have the virtual basic once again. So if what you can do is give the whole Excel or your data set to ChatGPT. That's the first step. And then you give it ask for the virtual basic code such that it can do A, B, C, D to your data. Okay, so you want to run this concrete or something, or yes, all those reliability checks, and you get the code from there, and then you follow the same protocol as we did in PowerPoint, and then you run it. So it gives you all the formulas embedded within the Excel sheet. You don't need your Stata, you don't need your PLS at that basic level. Hope this one also helps. All right, Gifty, you have a question. Your hand is up.
Yes, please. My Excel does not have the developer. How do I get it in the Excel?
Okay, so you add tab or you add ribbon like yesterday. So you right click on the empty space in the ribbon, and then you can do that. Maybe suppose you can let Gifty share her screen so we help her add developer to her one. Suppose you can stop sharing so Gifty shares her screen.
Am I still sharing?
I can still see it's being shared. Oh, okay. Gifty said she has done it. Okay. So I think that brings us to the end of the class.
Oh, you
Let's
said
try.
no, you said some. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
please, you said something. You said we can do some basic thing using the Visual Basic. I don't know. You said something. I didn't get it. At the
Yeah, so
developer session.
I'm saying that in the developer section, you can do the basic things that we do in the other softwares. Okay. So you load your data sets, and then you ask it to prompt using the prompt session to do certain basic things for you, like clean the data, remove the duplicates, check the reliability, yeah, all the tests that we do. We can do all of them, the ANOVA test, the t-test, and all that. We can just get the virtual basic code and then to run everything for you in Excel.
Okay. I think demonstration will
Mm.
do.
Demonstration, okay. So maybe we can do it tomorrow. Oh, sorry, next Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that maybe help a little bit for, yeah, more of data cleaning is where my emphasis is. All right, so we'll see each other on next week, Tuesday. All the best. Let's please try the assignment. It's very intensive, so the earlier you start, the better you also finish early, right? Okay, we'll not do any assignments on Excel. So let's just focus all our energy on PowerPoint because Excel is more of a practical. So I prefer that we'll do more on Office and then PPT. Word and PPT, sorry. Okay, so good night, good afternoon, wherever you are. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Prof.
Mm.